TerraformFX is being updated with some exciting new features, including a brand new noise generator and the ability to distribute things like rocks and trees, even custom objects on terrains. Let's take a look. Let's start with the amazing new advanced noise generator. This gives you the power to create almost limitless terrain shapes and rock formations with the use of only one operator and the adjustment of a few parameters. So let's have a look at how it works. It's in tfNoise. The old Maxon noises are still there and available, but now we can switch to the much better advanced noise generator. We start with a noise type, which acts as our base simple noise. This can be translated and scaled. And then we add fractal sampling to add detail. And here on FBM, we get really nice rock structures. If we reduce the octaves, we can return back to our base noise. Let's just switch off our fractal sampling for now and use warping. Now this warps the base noise, but it does it using fractal sampling as well, so it also adds detail. If we increase the strength, we can get some really nice definition of rocky areas and flat grassy plains. Now the real magic happens when we mix the fractal sampling with the warping. Here we've got these really nice eroded canyons. In addition to FBM, we also have the billow fractal type, which gives us this look, and also ridged, which gives very pointed peaks. Let's just put that back to billow and we'll demonstrate the other warp function on fractal. So this warps the base noise, but also the fractal used in the sampling. So if you push it, you get these really defined swirls. If you pare it back, you get subtle shaping of the landscape. Let's have a look at the cellular noise type. This has some more options. It's really good for creating base shapes for desert dunes and paving slabs. There, if we adjust the jitter, you can see we have that classic Voronoi shaping. Now we can change our return type to distance, put some on-fractal warping, and there we have some highly detailed large-scale dunes. Now all we need to do to change this to rock formations or paving is to change the return type, and then we can cycle through some seeds for different looks. There are also two macro noise types which offer fewer parameters but give you very quick and effective landscapes. There is prairie mode and also mixed macro mode. And finally, there's the Gabor noise type, which is really good for creating custom surfaces like this moon or this rock texture. So that's a brief walk through the immensely powerful new advanced noise generator. And remember, all of these examples have been made with just one tfNoise. You can of course mix these with all of the other TerraformFX tools to fine-tune your terrains. Now let's take a look at the new filter tfDistribute, which enables the addition of rocks, shrubs and trees to terrains. Take those details away, it looks very low res. Add them back in and we get a great sense of scale and detail. Let's have a look at how it works. So if we bring in a tfDistribute, we immediately get these rocks on our terrain. We can take off the deformant structure, which takes away any deformation, and you can see the base shapes. We've got flat, round, cone, and spike. As you can see, we can add deformation and structure to make them more detailed, but these aren't hero objects. These are used for distance detailing. Let's reduce the elevation and the size. We can add variation to each, and then we can pump loads in here and it'll calculate really quickly. 75,000 and we immediately get them on our terrain. We can now dictate where they are distributed using filters. Let's bring in an altitude and say they can't be distributed low down. Add a bit of softening there. Yep, that is looking better. And now we can thin out that distribution by adding an additional filter. Let's bring in a slope and just say that they can't be distributed on the flattest parts. Yep, that's looking good. Now we can add another tfDistribute, and this one we're going to use for our trees. So we'll select the cone option, we'll reduce the deformation and the structure way down, and we can make adjustments to the size and the elevation until we're happy with our basic tree shape. Of course, add variation, and we can go a little bit bigger. And then let's pump loads more into our scene. Again, we need to define the distribution using our filters, so we'll do a similar trick using altitude. Make sure we don't get trees too high up, and then we can thin them down by using an additional slope filter. Let's activate our terrain material now, and now we have our trees and rocks. We're able to automatically add them to our material layering system with the Add Rock Layer and Add Tree Layer button. This automatically sets up a material and a mask so we can texture them individually, and that remains editable throughout. tfDistribute can also be used for more motion graphics effects. Here we have some very large objects being distributed on our terrain. We can also create custom objects using bitmaps. Here we have the INSYDIUM logo. Let's just reduce that elevation a little, and we can go mad with this. Let's create 500 copies of this distributed on our surface, and it all works lightning fast. We'll just reduce that count. With our distributed objects, we can choose to have them distributed on the surface, or if we hit intersect, you can see that they jut out, creating these nice object cliffs. And finally, we can generate object masks and object IDs for rendering and particle simulation purposes. TerraformFX is the procedural terrain generator, and it's being updated with some powerful new tools, including tfDistribute and the advanced noise generator, coming soon to INSYDIUM Fused.